Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Integra Type S. I've actually been living with this for the last week, so I'm going to give you guys my impressions on this and, what it's actually like to live with it. Anyways, before we get into this video, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 320 horsepower at 6,500 RPMs and then 310 pound-feet of torque between 2,600 RPMs and 4,000 RPMs. And also, I just love the look of this with the carbon fiber print. It looks cool. Would you look at that? It's actually functional. Now, before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see the vent there. Looks really cool. And then I like the rest of the body line, super aggressive. And then popping down below, we have the Integra's signature headlights. You guys can see Integra down below. Type S right there. And then notice how the grill's all blacked out with the Acura logo front and center. And then you guys can see everything's blacked out here on the side as well. And the front end of the Type S just looks so much more aggressive than the regular Integra. And this is one of the coolest looking front ends of a sedan today. I like it a lot. Now, coming on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265/30/19 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, it's like this dark metallic gray. You got Brembo brakes up front. You guys can see red brake caliper, which just makes it look sportier. Now, the coolest part about the Type S is the wide body kit that this has, and of course the Type S badges all over. But yeah, this just like makes the car look so much cooler. And yes, you do have it in the back as well. And when you put it all together, the car just looks so aggressive. Now, taking a look at the key fob, you guys can see you have our unlock and lock function. We got the unlock for the hatch as well, and then you can see Type S there on the back. Now, when it comes to storage space in the hatch area, it's actually really solid. We also have a cover here from the factory, which is great. But yeah, I mean, this is a practical, fun car. When you're all done, just plop. Now, this one has the carbon fiber spoiler, which you guys won't find on the window sticker. That's like an after thing that you can get at the dealer. I think it costs like just over $1,000, something like that. Anyways, taillight design is really cool. Again, Integra stamped there, and then another Type S badge. And then, of course, we have the 3 exhaust tips here in the center. And putting it all together, let me guys think about the looks of the Type S, but I think this thing looks really cool. Now, taking a look at the door panel on the back, you guys can see we've got this cool 2-tone design with the black at the top and then the red down below, and really nice padding here, and you can see the stitching across. And then that red theme continues with the seats, which is a nice contrast to the white. Now, it's surprisingly spacious back here. We also have a little storage pocket there. You guys can see some cup holders down below. And then headroom back here, I mean, I am pretty much touching the top. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, soft touch here at the top and then also down below, and again, still with that 2-tone design. Really like the look of the door handle. And then you can see this goes to the ELS Studios sound system speaker. Got all of our window controls, front to automatic. You got your mirror adjustments, and the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Now, this is actually really cool. So you guys can see gross vehicle weight rating, 3957, payload 680. And so this thing weighs like just over 3,200 pounds. Anyways, you guys can see with the seats, look at the design. Looks really cool. Power adjustments here on the side, of course, Type S right there and on the floor mat. And then we got the 3-pedal layout right here. This is for the stability control. Of course, have the cool vent design. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see it's perforated here on the side. Really cool texture. You can see Type S there at the bottom. We've got stuff like adaptive cruise control with our steering assist, volume, voice command controls as well. And then you guys can see the stocks there on the back. We got this cool digital gauge cluster here, which kind of changes a little bit with the different drive modes. I think that's kind of a fun part of it. But yeah, really cool like look overall. And then when you go all the way to redline, oh, it won't let me do it because I'm in neutral. But you guys will see it in the driving portion. It does kind of like a cool effect. Anyways, in reverse, you guys can see we've got a backup camera here with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Resolution on it's pretty good. Now, this is the same infotainment system that's in the Civic, and I actually really like it. It's super easy to use. Obviously, it is a touchscreen, and I like the fact we have some analog controls here on the side. So overall, I'd say it's great. Now, I think this is impressive. It's soft touch on the dash. Even at the far ends, it's still soft touch. So like everything here on the front is all soft touch. I think it's really nice. And then I like this design that goes across. And you can see we've got our dual zone climate controls. You've got heated seats here for the front as well. And then we have our charging area right there. And then our drive mode select is just behind it. And we got our parking brake here, blank switch, that's funny. And then brake hold. And then here's the shifter for that 6-speed manual transmission. That's reverse, by the way. We'll talk about this more during the driving portion. It says Type S down below. Got some cup holder action here. And then you guys can see with the trim on the center console. And then you saw the trim here earlier, but we have the glove box, which pretty decently sized. And then up top, no sunroof or anything like that. So here's what I want to see here for the Type S. Now this doesn't include the dealer installed options that this one has, but the Type S comes fully loaded as standard basically. Total MSRP $52,595. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood and hope you can see the heads-up display. Both mirrors, just do a blind spot warning. Throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. So we are doing our fun canyon drive here in the Integra Type S. We're gonna go, as always, a little bit slower in so I can get it, or slower on the way in rather, so that I can get a feel for the car. And then on our way out, we'll go a little bit quicker. I feel like the potholes in this road just keep increasing. I don't know when they're gonna redo this road, but hopefully soon, because it's getting to the point where I might not be able to use it anymore for videos with these sportier type cars, because it's just so beat up. But I will say, you know, I mean, the damping on this is really good. Body control is great. It's handling the road really well overall. And the torque's great. I mean, I'm in 3rd gear, not having an issue with getting up. And this is where there's usually a pretty big transfer. Woo! I mean, that handled that beautifully. Yeah, this is very impressive. And this is kind of what I felt with it driving around town. And the thing that's cool about this is as you go up to higher speeds, just like the NSX, the steering, less input moves the car more. It's actually a really cool system. Works great for sporty driving. Man, that was going in, that was impressive. Okay, let's see what this now you guys can see the gauge cluster gets super red and aggressive when you get up to red line. Now you do actually still get a little bit of torque steer in this at low speeds, to be honest. That's something that I found pretty interesting, because a lot of journalists say that, oh, the Civic Type R and the Integra Type S, no torque steer. There is still a little bit of torque steer. Man, this is so good. Just the braking, the steering, the grip. I feel like I have really good control. Woohoo! And the damping's really good. Man, this is impressive. Very impressive. And you can see the steering, I'm not having to put really big inputs to get the car to move. Man, that was fun. That was fun, even though I obviously didn't really shift, I just kept it in second the whole time. That was still fun. So, summing things up here with the Integra Type S, after living with it for a week, drives really well. It's super comfortable. Actually, we'll leave it in 3rd, that'll be better. Super comfortable as a daily driver. It's fun on a daily driver basis. This is what I'm talking about. Look at these potholes. And so yeah, daily driver stuff, great. Does torque steer at low speed sometimes, so that's a downside. And then other stuff with it, I mean, yeah, no complaints with the daily driver side of things. Great daily driver, good passing power on the highway. And then it's really fun to drive. Like when you get into it, again, it's a 4-door car, so you're like, this thing's not gonna be that fun. It's really fun. So I think they've done a great job with balancing out daily drivability and fun factor with this car, and the fun factor with this car. And so, yeah, you know, $52,000, it's a big chunk of change, but my thoughts is you're getting a great daily driver car combined with a sports car. So instead of spending, you know, $30,000 on both, boom, $50,000, and you get all in one. That's kind of the way that I look at it. But let me know what you guys think about the new Integra Type S. I'm a huge fan. I think they did a really good job on this car with what this is, I think, aiming at, which is basically being a Civic Type R, but more street focused. They did a really good job.